It's annoying, but it's a bot, and it cannot go on any longer. Hang it up, flat screen. I would have dragged you regardless. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss the Netflix new reality show dating little thing that they have following in the footsteps of Love is Blind. It is called The Ultimatum. Will they marry? Will they not? Basically, the premise of this show is basically someone brings their significant other onto this show and gives them the ultimatum of whether or not they should get married or should they just call it like, this is not us, we don't need to do this anymore. And then in the end, they decide if they want to go their separate ways or if they want to stay together. But it's broken up into two parts, well, three parts. First, you date random people who are also on the show, given an ultimatum or gave someone an ultimatum. Then you move in with a person that you had a good experience dating. And then you move back in with your partner and you guys see if you want to make your relationship work, or after dating people, you want to move on. The guidelines of this show was not laid out very well in the beginning. I don't know if you watched it, but when I was watching, I was confused. I was confused when they started picking each other. I was confused when they moved in, when they moved back in. The guidelines of this show was not set well. And that brings me to my first issue with this show, because I am going to say, yes, this show is messy. I love messy, but I believe we have flown too close to the sun when it comes to messiness. As someone who enjoys messiness, I feel like this just flew a little too close to the sun for me. This show is the Kenya Moore of dating shows. Hear me out. If you watch Real Housewives, specifically Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kenya Moore is a saboteur. Kenya Moore comes onto Real Housewives just to cause mess, confusion, and disruption. It does not even have to make sense. She does not come on set. She does not come to filming with the best of intentions. She comes on there to pick on one or a few people in particular and to cause drama. That has been her job ever since she came on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She does not play the game with the best of intentions. She plays the game to cause mess, a saboteur. That is what this dating show is. This dating show was not put together with the best of intentions. Even though no dating show is put together with the best of intentions, you can set your sights and believe that the right fools will go on Married at First Sight, Love is Blind, all of these shows, and think they can find someone. Even though you with good sense know this is ridiculous, you at least can believe someone might find what they are looking for at the end of this. So there is this idea that, you know what, this has the best of it. Like, there's good intention behind it. That is what this show is not. This show is not laid out with the best of intentions. This show is not laid out for you to believe anyone on this show is going to come out and be like, oh wow, this was an amazing experience. You are here to watch mess. This show is put together to cause mess. And maybe that is my issue with the show. The same reason my issue with Kenya Moore. When your only job is to cause mess, the mess becomes stale. The mess becomes, when there is no even possibility that something good can come out of something, then you don't appreciate the chaos that comes out of it. If chaos is the only thing that can happen from something, you're just like, what? It's not a train wreck, because multiple things didn't go wrong for this to happen. Like, it was set up to go wrong. It was set up to go wrong. You put somebody on the track so they could get ran over. Like, so now I'm just looking at a mess. I'm just looking at a mess. It's just like, y'all wanted this to happen. And that is what this show is. This show was set up just for you to sit on your couch for a weekend and see just mess, just straight up mess. It's not even calculated mess. It's not even a slow burn into mess. Love is Blind, specifically the first season, is so good because, like, you're like, So many things had to go wrong for this to give me the perfect 10 episodes. And that's what happened. The girls had to be broke. The girls had to believe they could fall for this guy. Like, so many things went wrong. So many things went wrong. But then you also had things that went right, you know? This was not that. They came in there straight from Looney Town. They came straight from Looney Town into this show. And that's why I feel like we have flown too close to the sun. The ultimatum is just set up for you to just see, like, what? So let's get into it. The premise of the show. What? When we meet every single couple's issues could be solved if they just dated for a few more months. If they just dated for a few more months, everyone's issue with one another could be solved. Y'all shouldn't be together. Y'all should not be together. Y'all are giving each other an ultimatum for marriage. And when you really should be saying, should we just date or not? Like, why is marriage the question? That's the thing that is blowing, I think, everyone. Why is marriage even on the table? When you take all of these couples, you just simply do not understand. The one where I would say is the Nate situation, the Nate and I think a Laurel, they don't know if they want to have a kid. Like, that's the most normal ultimatum, I would say. Like, oh, we should figure out if we want to be together. But everyone else just needs to date and then realize they don't need to be together anymore. These people are young, and it's just like, why is this the end all be all? Why don't y'all just go find y'all forever someplace else? I don't rag on people who want to get married. Like, that's your thing, but like, if it take all this, like, just go move on. So when you go around the table and you hear everyone's issue with each other, Randall and Shanique, they have an issue with finances. They like to be a club promoter. Who else? Colby is a cheater, if you let me tell it. And who's the other couple? Jake and April. Y'all are just sick of each other. Like, when you go, it's like, y'all could just date a little bit longer and y'all will figure that out. But let's start from the beginning. Their ages. Who the fuck lied? We can get on Alexis and how Alexis definitely don't look 25, but everyone don't look their age. I don't know if these are just the most mature 24, 25-year-old. Like, and it's not mature in their acting. They're all immature. Hell, it's the way they carry themselves. Like, even Shanique says she's 24. Shanique does not carry herself like a 24-year-old. I'm not saying nobody lied. I think a lot of y'all are saying they were told to lie by Netflix. I don't know the fact checking behind that, so I won't accuse anyone of a thing. Shanique is absolutely gorgeous. That's another reason why she shouldn't be on here. Like, just a dime piece. But like, she doesn't carry herself like a 24-year-old. The only time you can like feel like Shanique is 24 is when like she gets drunk and starts to talk. You're like, oh, she's immature as hell. But like, everyone like just doesn't carry themselves like they're Hunter. Like, everyone is just like Nate. Like, no one seems their age. No, so that was the big like, whoa, like, what are we doing here? And then when you take into account their age and you're like, why are y'all even on here? Why are y'all even, like, it was just bizarre. Okay, so let's start from the beginning of like them and the things. What is Nate? What is Nate and Alexis? Nate is the one who wants a baby, but he doesn't know if his like girlfriend wants a child. And then Alexis is giving her man an ultimatum because for reasons. They never really delved into why Alexis is necessarily on the show, but I'm gonna tell you why he's on the show. Alexis thought she was hot shit. Alexis thought all the men was gonna be on her. She went into this goddamn show and saw nobody wanted her, and she said, whoa. She said, whoa, oh, I'm washed up. Let me take my nigga and go. She said, let me take my man and I will go. That's what happened to Alexis. Alexis realized maybe she wasn't cute to these people. I'm not here to call nobody ugly. I am not here to call nobody old, haggard, nothing. All I'm saying is Alexis went on this show and realized like, whoa, oh, I'm not as cute as I thought I was. To these people, I'm sure there's somebody out here who would love to get Alexis. But these people, Colby did not want her. What was that? Tell me, audience. What was that? What was that whole thing with Alexis and Colby? Colby has his own issues, but we don't really delve into the issues of Colby until we're living in the apartment. Colby was perfectly fine in the whole dating scenario. He was not that bad. But she just had a vendetta against that. Like, every time someone would say something about Colby, she'd be like, I think he's just the most terrible person in the world. And it's like, girl, you've known this man for literally 24 hours. You've known this man for 48 hours and you're saying he is the worst person in the world. Like, were you correct? Maybe. But like, girl, you just upset that this man don't want you. You thought this man wanted you and he did not. Like, what are we really doing? So she realized ain't nobody want her. And so she was like, let me take my man and go. And like, more power to them. I'm done talking about them. They were a snooze anyway. Alexis was bizarre. Nate was a character. Nate is a snake oil salesman. When they were doing the dates and Nate was going from person to person, he says whatever you need to hear. He's that person in dating. Like, they just say whatever they think you want to hear and like just sell you dreams, and then you meet them and it's like, where did all that go? Nate just says whatever you want him to say. But he sells it well because he has like charisma. But at that dinner table, we saw the real Nate. The real Nate is chaos. Nate had like 3 bitches he wanted to pick. He wanted to pick Shanique. He had all people he wanted to pick. He had like 3 girls he wanted to pick. And ain't none of them want him. He saw the pickings dwindling and he said, I have to reroute this. After Hunter and Alexis got engaged, he said, whoa, that's an option. And that was my number 1 with the ultimatum when it originally like got ghetto. Like, if you could just propose to your partner, like, what was this? That's when I realized it was a bit confusion. He gets up and he proposes to Laurel. And Laurel, who has literally said 5 words since we've seen her on this show, like, says yes. But like everyone is saying at the table, have y'all figured out any of y'all issues? Y'all have the realest issue. Everyone else's issue could be solved by just them like breaking up, whatever. Like, who cares? Y'all have a real issue. Y'all don't know if y'all want kids together. Y'all like not like what is this? What is this? Like, and he's just like, no, I want to marry her. No, I want to marry her. And then when everyone points out how kind of ridiculous that is, he starts throwing a fit. He's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I can't, like, y'all are doing this to me, like saying my proposal is fake. And it's like, dude, you literally wanted 4 other women and they didn't want you back. So as we start to get into the show and the dynamics of the show, I quickly realized what I did not like about the show. This show is so fucking mean-spirited. It is so mean-spirited. And it brings me back to like the purpose of this show. This show has nothing to root for. As someone who watches Love is Blind, someone who watches Married at First Sight, someone who watches a lot of dating shows, there's something to root for. Every now and then there's a couple on these dating shows that you're like, wow, y'all are kind of cute. Like, even in this weird situation, and y'all are kind of weird for being in this situation, y'all are kind of a cute couple. Like, you get that from a lot of these shows. This show, there's no good thing that can happen for this, because the whole idea of this show rests on cheating for 3 weeks. For 3 weeks, you have to cheat on your significant other. So when we are in the little, like, you live with someone else for 3 weeks and you're kissing and all this, how are we supposed to feel? And that brings me to Ray and Jake. Raya and Jake. Her name's Rachel. Ray and Jake. Ray and Jake quickly have chemistry. They quickly have chemistry, and you're like, okay, y'all probably should date each other. Y'all like each other. You can tell like they're vibing. But the thing is, April, who is Jake's like girlfriend, does not have villain energy. April is a lot. I can see how people say April is annoying, but April has a lot of charisma and April has a really good spirit. And so it's like when you're seeing Ray and Jake hit it off, you're kind of sitting here like, but poor April is saying how she wants to have babies with this man, how she wants her relationship to be well, how she wants to get engaged and all this stuff, and you feel bad. So it's like, what is there to root for? If April and Jake were to have gotten back together, you would still be like, but girl, he was over here macking on Ray for an entire 3 weeks. So there's like nothing to root. There is absolutely nothing to root for. For example, I like Zay and Shanique. You know, they messed around a little bit in the bed, but you know, you like Shanique and Randall like each other. And it's like, how am I supposed to feel about this? How am I supposed to feel? Because she did technically cheat on him. And he was over here kissing that white girl. So it's just like, what is this? There's nothing to root for. That's why I say this show is just set up to be an agent of chaos. Because it's like, you're like, is Ray and Jake supposed to be the success story? The entire time that you're watching Ray and Jake, you're just sitting here like, poor Zay, Poor April, especially April. Like, justice for April. I'm gonna say justice for April because April is the only one on there. I know a lot of people have said everyone. I did not find April to be all that annoying. I simply did not. Is April annoying in spirit? Yes. But April overall is just not simply, she's just not that bad. She's just not that bad. She wants to have a baby. She has fertility issues. Like, it's just, I don't know. Maybe I feel like April is explained. Her annoyance, her weirdness is explained. So when you're seeing the Ray and the Rachel situation, the Jake and the Ray situation, you're just like, this is just not good. This is just like, you're seeing them kiss and you're seeing them go on dates and you're seeing them meet parents and you're just like, this feels like cheating. This just feels like good old-fashioned cheating. I don't care what you put in front of it. It just feels like cheating. And so, like, what are we doing here? I felt bad. So, like, no, Ray and Jake was, like, my big, like, I did not like scenes with them together. I felt like they kind of looked like each other. Maybe they were just because they were both, like, light-skinned. I don't know. I just, no. And Jake is the real villain. I was literally telling my partner this entire time we were on. Jake is the real villain. Jake is manipulative. Jake is like mean-spirited. I don't know none of these people, by the way. They don't know me, thank God. So when I say this in joking. Jake is, because here's the thing. Number one, why did Jake lie about his mama? Jake mama didn't have nothing good to say about Ray. Jake mama did not like Ray. As we can see, Jake mama liked April. And to be honest, a lot of people got on Jake's mom for being like, go back with April. But like, if your son was in some BS like this, some BS show like this, I don't know this girl. You don't know this girl. Like, please go back to Ray. Like, she was doing what most mamas would have did anyway. So Jake's mom is like, girl, I don't really like Rachel. Like, she's a little bit boring. And I am so sorry. Like, all respect to Ray. But every time Jake would be like, oh my gosh, Ray has this great personality. She's just like this amazing person. What we saw on the show, it was giving paint dry. Ray's personality was just not seen on the show. I believe she has it. I do. Like, I don't know this girl. The people say she got a good personality, But on the show, it was giving paint dry. Like, if he's over here like, she's so great, she's so much better than April, and then boom, you would switch to Ray, and Ray's just sitting like, and it's like, okay. But so Jake mama don't like Rachel, and then Jake goes back to Ray when they were like at the water, and he's like, my mom loved you. She was great. She thought you were great. And it's just like, Jake, you're lying. And then the thing is, April was supposed to be painted as delusional. That's what Jake wanted. Jake and Ray wanted April to be seen as delusional, and it just didn't give that. Because every time we would go back to Jake and April at the house, he would feed her sweet nothings. And then another thing what made Ray and Jake so like nasty is because they would pick fights with their significant other just so they wanted to be there. They didn't want to be there. They wanted to be back together. They wanted to be back in the apartment together. So they would pick fights. Ray would pick fights with Zay, and he would pick fights with April because why not? Because y'all didn't want to be there. Y'all did not want to be there. It was just nasty. I felt bad for them. And then Zay, believe it or not, maybe this is problematic. I liked Zay. I really did like Zay. I'm going in, I expected to like be like, okay, Zay. I ended up really liking Zay. I thought Zay had a good spirit. I thought Zay, I liked Zay. I really did. And then when you take into account like the fact that Ray didn't want to be there. Ray did not want that man. After meeting Jake, Ray did not want that man no more. And so like Zay's like trying, and it's like you beating up, like the horse is dead. You trying to ride a dead horse. Like Ray don't want you no more. Ray does not want you anymore. But I like Zay. Zay had a lot of depth. That's why I can tell why Shanique liked Zay, because when you take a Randall and you take a Zay shows his layers more in a way that Randall did. What do we really know about Randall? We don't, but we learned a lot about Zay, and Zay wears who he is like on his head, and Randall keeps a lot of things to himself. So like I could see why Shanique was kind of like, you knew she wasn't gonna be with Zay. She see herself with Randall. She see herself with Randall. She see herself equally yoked with Randall. So she's like, you knew, but like, you know what? In the end, I really did end up liking Zay. But like after after Zay and April, I really have nothing nice to say, honestly, about anyone else. Like, I did not like anyone else. I did, in a weird villainy way, I kind of liked Colby. I liked Colby longer than most people probably like Colby, because here's the thing, where there is smoke, there is fire. From the beginning, I said this to her, I said, Colby cheats. When they were sitting on the bed at the beginning, and Colby was like, I want you to have this experience, I want you to see who is out there, and the way Madeline was so like, Randall is so cute, I'm like, Colby cheats. Like, Colby wants her to get her little get back real quick, and then he's like, we need to get married. Colby cheats, but he wants to trap Madeline. I am so sorry. Colby set a trap for Madeline, and you know what, I wish them nothing but the best. They are a very cute couple, but like, he set a trap for Madeline. He was like, I know I do my dirt, but we need to get married. We need to get married. Like, I'm so sorry. And the reason why I knew from the beginning, Madeline being so hesitant about wanting to be with Colby was because that nigga don't do right. That boy does not do right, and she did not know what to do about it. So I felt like she puts up a wall with Colby because she's like, I can't put my heart out there, like, because you never do right. So I already had it pegged from the jump that Colby was a cheater. But where there is smoke, there's fire. Because from the jump, like, Colby wasn't that bad. Like, even though Alexis tried to make Colby out to be like the worst fucking person in the world, like, what you saw in the dating, what you saw, like, it wasn't that bad. Like, he didn't seem that bad. But when we met the friends, when we met the friends of the friends, when we met the mamas, when we met everybody said Colby wasn't right, I'm like, these people ain't got no reason to lie on Colby. Then the way Madeline treats Colby, I'm like, these people ain't got no reason to lie on Colby. They just have no reason to lie on Colby. He has to have an issue. That's when my cheating, and I don't know if Colby's a cheat. I mean, we saw some stuff on the show that shows but like, anyway, so I'm like, Colby cheats. Colby cheats. And so when they move in together and we really see Colby be cheating, Colby out here with the girls, I'm like, that's so unsurprising. That is so, I knew it from the very, Madeline loves Colby, but like, she don't know why this man won't do right. How you want to marry me, but you still want to be out with the girls? How you want to marry me, but you still want to be out with the girls? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. And that's what Madeline is dealing with. She's dealing with a relationship that don't make no goddamn sense. And so Colby and Madeline are a big no. I could not believe at the reunion she was big and pregnant. Madeline is a very pretty pregnant lady. There are some people who I feel like pregnancy brings out like the best, and like getting fuller, getting bigger, Madeline looked absolutely amazing pregnant. I wish her and the baby nothing but the best. But Madeline, your spirit when you get drunk, we gotta work on that. Madeline's spirit is nasty. I did not like the way she tried to handle April at that dinner table, and then the stuff she was saying to Shanique about Randall. Like, her spirit get real nasty for no apparent reason. Like, I think it's one of those hurt people because she knew her relationship back at home was a goddamn mess. She wanted everyone else to feel just as bad as her, and it's like, girl, you gotta get that together. No, Madeline's spirit was real motherfucking stank. I did not like that. Another person whose spirit is not that great when they are drunk, Shanique, I love Shanique. Beautiful girl. Give her a modeling contract. Make her an influencer. Shanique is absolutely gorgeous. When I tell you her makeup was beat every time she came on camera, her makeup was beat down the house, okay? Like, it was absolutely amazing. She was absolutely beautiful. Hair laid. I love Shanique. But baby, when the liquor got to licking, when the juice was in the cup, Shanique was rude. That is the perfect word to, instead of Madeline gets nasty when she's drunk, Shanique gets rude when she's drunk. Like, when her and Zay got into their first argument at the house, she was doing a lot with them faces. I don't know, like, she was doing a lot with them faces. Shanique likes to talk down to people. Randall has a point there. Shanique likes to talk down to people. When she feels like she is in the right, she likes to talk down to people. She likes to be right. She does. She, she feels like and that's fine. That is totally fine. But when the liquor get in the cup, that's when she does get very rude. And she's immature as hell. Shanique is immature. I think, like, all of them are crumb too immature for me. Randall, in your fucking pants. I judge the seriousness of men off their pants and if they wear socks. And Randall, you offended me on both of those fronts. Get longer pants. Randall needs longer pants. Can someone get Randall longer pants? Can someone get Randall longer pants? So he's also an unserious man. He's also unserious. But Shanique is immature. Like when she gets upset about something, especially when she just gets immature. Like someone we try to have a regular conversation with her and like it's I roll here, and it's like, girl, is it all that? If it's gonna be all that, like, let's just break up. If it's gonna be all that, let's just break up. Like, they are just dysfunctional. But Shanique, I just feel like seeing herself on TV as a person who also always thinks they are right, and is also a little controlling, and also can, we see each other, Shanique. We see each other. So maybe like seeing herself on TV, she'll be like, you know what? I am a crumb rude. I'm a crumb rude when I feel like I'm in the right. Even that conversation she had with Zay when after Zay broke up with Ray, and she was telling Zay like, oh, the reason why you act like that is because your family, you like to blame. You don't know that man. Even though I think you're right, you don't know that man, and like you do like to overtalk people. And so like Shanique, even though Shanique's one of those people who don't like see her own faults, but like, girl, you really are not as mature as you think. And let's on the flip side of that is Randall. Randall, you gotta lay down some layer. Randall is, you can just tell, it's just like very like guarded. And it's just, you really do not have to be like that. But yeah, are there any other things about that? Overall, this show is just like fake problems. Like absolutely fake problems. In the end, let's say what happens in the end. So Colby and Madeline get married and pregnant. That goes back to Madeline. You just got trapped. But you know what? I believe people can change. I believe every day people can be a different person than they were the day before. So I'm going to hope for you guys' sake that everything does turn out well, because I am not wishing y'all bad. Jake and Ray didn't even go to course. Ray ended up back with Zay. And here's the thing, I'm also now on Ray's side at the reunion when she was like, me and Jay didn't even do nothing in bed, but y'all was tonguing. At this point, who cares? Who cares? Like, everybody was like, y'all was tonguing each other down at any chance y'all would get. Y'all was talking about being together. Like, who cares? Like, who cares? All of y'all cheated on each other. Like, that's the thing. This whole show is built on cheating on each other. Like, who cares? Like, I just feel like Ray did not have a right to be upset. Ray does not have a right to be upset. Zay got to work on walking out on people. That's nothing Shanique and Zay are one and the same when it comes to the way they act when their back is against the wall. They walk out, they overtalk, one and the same. But I didn't feel like Ray had a foot in the stand. Like, girl, your tongue was down Jake's mouth all goddamn day. You was talking about being with him, then you ended up being with him in the end. What are we doing here? Like, then like you took me on here, like it didn't like no. And then Ray ended up dating a girl and like Jake, and we knew Jake was not gonna go to court. I'm so sorry. I have a theory that things that are built on fraudulence will eventually crumble. When the foundation, the bones are not good. This y'all was nasty to April, and guess what? You got what you deserved. It didn't go the course because y'all just want to cheat on each other for a couple of weeks. And that brings me to my overall issue with the show. Y'all issues should have always came to the idea that y'all's problem with each other is that y'all just want to date other people. Like I said, Jake is manipulative, because this sounds crazy, but I'm on April's side with this too. Do y'all remember in the beginning, April's like, why would you buy me a house? Why would you buy me a car if you don't want to marry me? I'm also on her side. Like, we can sit here and act like, ooh, people need to get married in their own time and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But also, and they were having like unprotected sex to the point where like she could get pregnant. What are we doing here? Like I said, Jake is the real villain. Jake is the real villain of this show. Jack Harlow, Jake ass, the real villain of this show. He's so manipulative. I see through Jake. Like, if you gonna buy her a car, a SUV, and a house, and you're having sex to the point where she can get pregnant, Why are y'all not getting married? If you know that she want to get married, like, it just don't make no sense. It just does not make no sense. But he made April out to just be this big bad villain. April does not have villain energy. Jake does. Jake and Ray have villain energy. If you are someone who watches a lot of reality TV, you know how villain energy works. Like, some people just have villain energy. Like, you see them and you like, you all, Mallory, Love is Blind last season. Mallory had villain energy. Mallory had villain energy. Ray and Jake had villain energy. April does not. Even though you wanted us to believe April was just horrible, it just seemed like everybody was being mean to April. I love but also hated the fact that they didn't even give the April and Colby relationship a fighting chance. How many scenes of April and Colby do we really get of them like doing anything? April wanted her man back. She was like, I'm not doing this. Colby wanted Madeline for reasons. Like, no. Colby, we gotta stay our ass at home. We gotta eat what we got at home. Come on, we have to eat what we got at home. You cannot be over here at the buffets and the drive. You cannot be trying to try everything in the Austin, Texas area. You can't. You need to go home. You need to go home to your now pregnant wife. When was this filmed? Has Madeline already had her child? Alexis wanted 2 more minutes on the show, and I didn't want to give it to her. No. Like, Alexis, what are you talking about? What is her obsession? What? Like, Nate and Laurel are bizarre, but like, why do you care, Alexis? Why do you care? Alexis, your moment is over. Your moment is over. Overall, fake problems. Just date. Finances and kids, if you just give it time, it'll figure itself. Like, if these people have been dating for 2 years, that's another goddamn thing. These people have been dating for 2 years. They don't even have skin in the game. They don't even have skin in the game. If we believe most of these people's ages, they started dating these people in college or shortly after college. There's not even skin in the motherfucking game. If you don't go, y'all will find y'all way back to each other. Like people are not jet setting the way social media have you believe. Y'all will end up right back in Austin, Texas. And if y'all are meant to be together, y'all will find each other in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Like, please spare me. Some of these people would date like a year and a half, sitting up here talking if they should get married. If y'all don't go to hell, if y'all do not go to hell, it was too much. It got ridiculous so fucking quickly. Like, no. Overall, the ultimatum is a no. The ultimatum is a no for me because, like, what's the best case scenario that could have happened from this? This is me editing right now. I also want to say Nick Lachey and his little wife, they need to exclude Jessica Simpson from the narrative. At this point, Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson have been like not together for almost like 15 years. Please exclude Jessica Simpson from the narrative. Like, I know that's the last time both of y'all was relevant, but like, come on. Like, no one cares. Like, please leave Jessica Simpson out of this bullshit. What's the best? All case scenarios are bad because these couples already are bringing each other on a show because things ain't right in their marriage or their relationship. Then on top of that, so what? We supposed to watch them cheat? So you want them to go be with the person they cheating on their significant other? That also is not a good case scenario. And so you just hope in the end everyone leaves each other. Because I think we all can agree at the end everyone should have broken up. The couple that probably had the best, Shanique and Randall. Ray and Zay are toxic, but Shanique and Randall are also toxic in their own way. But still, no, like, there was just nothing good that could have ever come from this. There just isn't. So, like, what are we doing here? So no. Flew too close to the sun, a mess. I love mess, but I need my mess to be laid with the best of intentions. Anyways, I love you guys so much. If you guys would like to see more of me, hit me up on Patreon, which is As Told by Kenya. I might do a power ranking over on Patreon where I rank every person on, like, who I like the most and the least, you know? Some exclusive content, if you will. Anyways, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next one. Peace.